friendships started and grown, on traditions learned and exalted, on brackets filled and broken, and on an education pursued and very near now achieved. As you look back, you should take time to pat yourselves on the back for what you have achieved academically at Villanova. Your success took initiative. It required you to work hard when others were taking it easy or questioning why you were being so diligent. It meant overcoming doubts and fears. You were rewarded for making these choices with really good grades. But with the exception of the classroom, success is not defined by grades. It is in fact only vaguely defined rhetorically as the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. Meaningless words without context. As you look back, in preparation to the post-grades world, ask yourself what purpose drove you here today, and by what other metrics of success you can define your collegiate accomplishments. Is it the foundational familiarity with the classics to launch a literary career, the skill set to save lives, the knowledge capital to drive social change, or the tools to build and or grow enterprise? There are more answers than there are people in this room, but it certainly wasn't test scores that motivated all the hard choices along the way, and it certainly wasn't this dinner, although fabulous. Now that we have looked back, I challenge you to look forward, to treat tonight not as a testament to your accomplishments, but to your potential. As you begin your careers in nursing, engineering, business, law, social work, or teaching, you will experience that success can be big or small. It can be shared. It is what you want it to be. It will take the same qualities that you exhibited in getting here tonight. It will take getting started. It will take hard work. And it will take overcoming negativity, the voices which are sometimes your own that say you can't do it. It will take purpose. Let me share with you my story and what I see as success. It has developed and continues to develop from the people I love and respect. Admiration motivates self-improvement through learning from role models. Believe me, I have some terrific role models. I have to admit I'm a bit nostalgic tonight. After all, 32 years ago, I was you. In the spring of 1982, I was a junior economics major in Villanova's College of Commerce and Finance, being inducted into Phi Kappa Phi. I was sitting with my parents. When I started to think about what I would say to you tonight, a flood of thoughts and emotions coursed through me. Mostly I remembered my parents, and how important that day was for me. I think it meant even more to them. You see, my parents were born in Ireland. Truly remarkable. My mom, at the age of 17, and with just an 8th grade education, boarded a ship to come to the U.S. and live with an aunt she had never met. The fear was enormous, but beneath it was the hope that in the States she would have the opportunity for a better life. Whether it was that fear or her steerage accommodations, she was sick for the entire 2-week journey. But she stepped off in New York with the same hope that drove her on board. My dad was a bit more fortunate. As the youngest of 5, he was able to earn the equivalent of a high school education before leaving Ireland. When he arrived in New York City, he quickly found a job and enrolled at St. John's University. He loved learning and excelled at it. He understood how important education was to getting ahead. But a draft notice to serve in the U.S. Army for 2 years, work, and family responsibilities prevented him from completing his college degree. It was probably his greatest regret. But all was not lost. The same purpose that drove him to leave Ireland and to pursue a degree led him to instill in his 4 children the importance of education. Fast forward to 1982. We are sitting together in the Villanova room of the 1-year-old Connolly Center. A year later, we're in Jake Nevin Fieldhouse for graduation, where I was awarded the Medallion in Economics. When I met up with my parents outside, my dad gave me a huge hug and he was crying. It was the first time I had seen him cry. For him, success was achieved through education, and I was the person in the family to receive a college degree. There were 30 years and a lot of hard choices between his TWA plane ticket to the States and my Villanova diploma. It was not the accomplishment he first imagined, but it was success. When I left Villanova, I went to work for Verizon and was with them for over 14 years. During that time, I married, had 3 children, earned an MBA, and completed the coursework for my PhD in economics. There were many days when I was driving home from a night class that I would call my dad. The juggling was tough, and I needed to be talked out of quitting. I needed the pep talk that I could do it. I needed to be reminded why. He readily obliged. In 2000, I completed my dissertation, and there was a graduation ceremony. Once again, my dad could not hold back the tears. A short 5 years later, my dad lay in bed under hospice care. A few days before he passed, without the ability to speak, he held my hand, looked over to me, and began to kiss my face all over. I knew what he was telling me. I knew what he was feeling. I knew what I had to tell him in return. Our parents or guardians make everything possible. They give you the support, financial and emotional, to achieve the great things you have done and will do over your lifetime. They are an important part of why you are here today. I know you have thanked them, but believe me, you cannot possibly thank them enough. Success takes love. Over the past 28 years, I've been fortunate to be married to a great man, a Villanova graduate, although not a member of Phi Kappa Phi. Can vouch for that. In fact, if they gave awards out for who had the most fun during their senior year, he would no doubt have been recognized. But I digress. My husband and I have had many blessings in our lives, including 3 terrific kids. But about 18 months ago, a 10-year health concern for my husband took a major turn for the worse. Through it all, his mental and emotional toughness have been remarkable. He truly believed nothing at all can take him down. He has defined success. Success takes courage. My son, a Division I lacrosse goalie, is cut from the same mold. For one, he has the guts to stand in front of a net that others are shooting a ball at him at 90 miles an hour. But a few weeks ago, his coach pulled him in the middle of the first quarter during a nationally televised game, and he has played little since. He has stood tall. He is determined to get his job back while supporting his teammates. Believe me, life will throw you some curveballs. Some will be more difficult than others. But success is not easy, and we may not always get what we work so hard for or think we deserve. And it may not be for good or fair reasons. But how you handle the difficult situations mold you into who you are and who you will become. As the expression goes, we can't direct the wind, but we can change the sails. Success takes perseverance. Success also takes humility. At first, that may seem a bit strange to you, but there's a big difference between being timid and humility. My oldest daughter, like you, is brilliant, and probably like you, she is also humble. During the Advent season, the pastor of St. Thomas of Villanova, Father Joseph Narek, spoke about humility, and I want to share with you his thoughts on it, because I could not say it any better. Our culture tends to emphasize humility as a weakness, as opposed to a virtue. But true humility requires strength and courage, the courage to put our egos, our pride aside. To deny one's talents and abilities, though, would not be real humility. For as a virtue, humility entails that we acknowledge those qualities, those gifts from God, and use them. So don't let the haunting voice of insecurity or lack of self-confidence hold you back. Don't be timid. You can make a difference. You have been gifted with so much. Don't let your gifts go to waste. Nourish them, strengthen them, and especially use them. I guarantee you will experience joy in being true to yourself while making a difference in the lives of others. Success takes humility. And lastly, remember to enjoy the journey and your ultimate successes, big and small. This is where my youngest daughter comes in. She certainly gives me that perspective. She has the heart the size of this room and a smile that is even wider. Knowing some of you, I know you share these traits. She also doesn't take herself too seriously. She's a laugh out loud kind of girl. She has taught me to relax and try to dial back the worry a bit. This is from a 17-year-old. A few years back in art class, she made me a painted wooden block that I have on my desk that reads, "Just let go." Because I am a work in progress, I look at it often. I say it out loud, and thanks to the movie Frozen, I now sing it. As high achievers, you too may struggle with letting go sometimes. As a consequence, it may get in the way of recognizing and enjoying your successes. So just remember to recharge the batteries every once in a while, to exhale, to laugh. Success takes having fun. So what I have shared with you tonight is my story. What is yours? Who are your role models? What does success mean to you? What have your role models taught you about success? I want to conclude with the motto of Phi Kappa Phi, which is let the love of learning rule humanity. We've heard a couple of times already. Each word on its own carries a big punch and a call to action that I ask you to reflect upon and mold to your purpose. Learn. Keep it up. For some of you, your formal education may end when you receive your Villanova diploma in a few weeks or next year. For others, you may be going straight on to law school, medical school, or other graduate programs, or you may return to school down the road. But regardless of whether or not you find yourself in a classroom again, my advice to being successful begins with a commitment to a lifelong pursuit of expanding your knowledge capital. That may include attending seminars and training programs, but at the very least, it means reading and being informed. Get up a half hour early each day and read the equivalent of a newspaper. It also means having conversations and asking questions. Be curious. Lead, a more democratic interpretation of rule. You are the leaders of tomorrow. We are counting on you. But you can also lead today by the way you live your life today. Are you a role model to others? Do you show courage and perseverance when you encounter obstacles? Do you accept new challenges to hone skills? Leading can be exhausting, but it can also be exhilarating. You can make a difference in the lives of others. Lead by example. Love. Be a kind scholar, a kind leader. Be appreciative of what others have done to help you along the way. You didn't do it alone, nor would you want to. Don't be afraid to ask for help or advice. This will require you to stay connected with your family and friends. It means actually picking up the phone and talking every once in a while, not just following somebody on Facebook or Twitter, liking their Instagram postings or texting. Surround yourself with people you love and admire, and who love and admire you back. They need you. You need them. Open your heart. Believe. Finally, take time each day, each week, to reflect on what is important to you and how you can go about achieving it. Block out the negatives, the can'ts. You are proven doers. You have so many gifts. Use them. Continue the journey you started years ago at home and continue here at Villanova. Be the person you want to be. Look forward. So as you leave the halls of Mendel, Driscoll, Tolentine, and Bartley, learn, lead, love, and believe. Go out and make a difference in the world with compassion, courage, perseverance, humility, and laughter. Be successful in whatever way that has meaning to you. Ignite change. Go Nova. Can't go without this. Congratulations and best of luck to you.